All right, this is part 2 of the lesson. The first part of the lesson was just dealing with finding the vertex, finding the x-intercept, finding the y-intercepts. Today we're going to start changing the forms from one to another. Which form is this in? This is an x-intercept. Transformation. Transformation form. That's where it shows you the vertex. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change from transformation to polynomial form. Polynomial form has to be ax squared plus bx plus c. How can I change this one into polynomial form? Square the x minus 3, distribute. So I have 0.4 times, and whatever this is squared. Expand x minus 3 squared. X squared minus 6x plus 9. If you forgot how to do this, the first term squared. The last term is the last term squared. The middle term is the double of the first term times the second term. And I just have plus 2. My next step. Just multiply the 0.4. So I have 0.4 x squared. What's 0.4 times 6? What's 4 times 6? 24, so it's going to be 2.4. What's 0.4 times 9? So what's 4 times 9? 36, so it's going to be 3.6. And then still the plus 2 on the end. Add the 2 and the 3.6. And I get, what's 3.6 plus 2? 5.6. I have now changed something in transformation form to polynomial form. That's all we've done is just multiplied out the problem. The other form. What's the third form? X-intercept. The X-intercept form has to be x minus x, x minus s, x minus t. So let's find the X-intercepts. Okay, how can we find X-intercepts? There's a bunch of different ways. Make the y 0. So I'm going to make 0 equals 0.4 x squared minus 2.4x plus 5.6. I could use this one, or I could have used this one up here. Let's use this one up here, and I'm going to show you why. You can leave that in your notes if you had it there. 0.4 x minus 3 squared plus 2 equals 0. What's my first step? Nope, we don't need to do that yet. Subtract 2. 0.4 times x minus 3 squared equals negative 2. Divide by 0.4. All right, there's a decimal on the bottom, so I'll make that a 4, and I'll make this a 20. What's 20 over 4? Negative 5. Next step. Take the square root to get rid of the square. What happens? I can't take the square root of a negative, so this one is no solution, which means I can't put it in X-intercept form because there's no X-intercepts. What does that mean for my graph? It's hovering. If I have my graph here, it would be something like this. It's hovering above the x-axis or below it. So not everything can be changed into all three forms. Here's another one. You try to do all three. Not usually the X-intercepts one's the one that's going to give you a hard time. Which form is this? X-intercept form. Which one do you want to try first? Polynomial or transformation? Transformation. How about if we try polynomial first? There's a reason why. To change it in the polynomial form, what do I have to do? Distribute. So I have -2 times by whatever this is. What's x minus 4 times x plus 2? It's not minus 8x. I have x times 2 is 2x. -4 times x is -4x. -2x. And then the last term here is -8. I'm going to distribute that to -2x squared plus 4x plus 16. That there is polynomial form. By having it in polynomial form now, it makes changing it into X-intercept a lot easier. Or not X-intercept, we need transformation form. That is transformation form. What does it look like? Okay, it was one of your least favorite things from last chapter. Complete the square. That's what you have to do in order to change it into transformation form. So the easiest thing is looking here. Divide everything by 2. Divide everything by -2. So I'm going to actually pull out the -2 out front and be left with that. When I complete the square, I put these two terms together. And I leave the 8 alone. How do I find the middle term? Divide -2 by 2 and I get -1. Then I take this number and square it and I get 1. So I have x minus 1 squared minus 8 minus 1. Any questions there? Why did I subtract 1 out here? Whatever I do on the inside, I have to do the opposite on the outside to cancel it out. because what we're trying to do is complete the square, make it a perfect square inside. The little step I cut out is -2 times x squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 8 plus 1. That's what I did. I just went straight from here down to there. Now I just have to -2 x minus 1 squared. What's -8 and -1? -9. So now it's in transformation form. But I could have also used X-Intercept form to do that. Do you remember the shortcuts I told you to find the vertex? What's the vertex in the problem? The vertex is 1, -9. How can I find the vertex from any form? Yeah, and I've made a chart that has all the little shortcuts. Right here. All right, yes, you need to copy this down. That way you can look at it, and it makes the problems a lot easier. I should just print it out.
I'd rather have a pound and staple it.
You know what? By you writing it, you learn better. I have transformation form, polynomial form, X-intercept form.
And this is the shortcut?
This is just showing you what each one means. Here's the form. Transformations, a times the quantity of x minus h squared plus k. Polynomials, f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And X-intercept form is a times the quantity of x minus s, x minus t. These are all in your notes. I'm putting everything from the first lesson in one page. Just wait. All I'm doing, this is how you find the vertex in any form. This is how you find the x-intercept in any form. And that's how you find the y-intercept in any form. A vendor can sell 275 souvenirs per day at a price of $2 each. The cost to the vendor is $1.50 for each souvenir. Each 10-cent price increase decreases the sales by 25 per day. What price should be charged to maximize his profit? So what we're trying to find here is the maximum profit. We can call it whatever we want. P of x, f of x, g of x. There's two things happening here. It's my price I'm charging and how many I'm selling. If I'm talking about what I'm selling, how much do I make per item? How much do I make? I make 50 cents per item. Now what's happening here? Well, what's going to happen with my price increase? We're just talking about money. You're going to gain 10 cents every increase, right? So it's 0.1x. Every increase, I gain 10 cents. Now for the actual item sold. What's happening? How much is it decreasing? It's decreasing 25 per increase. And what do I start with? From 275.
Teacher, I'm sorry.
Now, which form should we try to look at? Okay, X-Intercept. That's going to tell us the best prices. To change it into X-Intercept form, it needs to look like this. Just a single X, just a single X here. If we graphed it. Those are going to tell me if I graph my two optimal prices. Okay. We need to pull stuff out. This has to get pulled out. It can't be 0.1. So I'm going to pull out 0.1. What's 0.5 divided by 0.1? 0.5 over 0.1, 1 decimal place, it's 5 over 1, so it's 5. What do I need to get rid of on this one? Not just 25, negative 25. So I'm going to pull a negative 25 out. But if I pull a negative 25 out front, what's 0.1 times negative 25? Negative 2.5. If I pull a negative 25 out of a negative 25, I'm just left with X. What's 275 divided by negative 25? 25. Negative 11. So what are my X-intercepts? My X-intercepts are negative 5 and 11. So if my graph, if I think of it this way, I know it crosses at negative 5 and it crosses at 11, and my graph goes like this. What's going to be my best price? Maximum, which would be my vertex. Whoops. How do I find the vertex from this form? Let's see. It's an X-intercept form. X-intercept form, find the vertex. S plus T divided by 2. It would be negative 5 and positive 11. Those are my S and T's. So negative 5 plus 11 over 2. What's negative 5 plus 11? 6 divided by 2 is 3. How do I get this second number? Put this into the formula. We did this the other day. Put in the calculator and it's 160. Where'd I get 8 from? 3 and 5 is 8. 3 and negative 11 is negative 8. I just saved myself typing. How many increases should I make? 3 increases. So what's the best price for me to sell these for? 160 is how many I sell. The 3 increases will tell me to make the most money. There are 3 10-cent increases. So the optimum price to make the most money is $2.30.
This should be going from. So 3 is the increase.
And that's the end for this.